What's up, Drop Pod listeners? You can check out new episodes of the Drop Podcast every Tuesday and Thursday, wherever you listen to podcasts. You can find all of our content on YouTube at the Drop Golf Podcast and on our socials. That's Instagram and Twitter at the Drop_pod. No matter how you consume us, like, subscribe, rate, review, all that good stuff. Follow and listen along.
This episode is presented by All County Exteriors. Discover the excellence of All County Exteriors, a third-generation leader in premier exterior home remodeling, proudly celebrating over 40 years of success. While most remodeling companies last just 5 years, All County Exteriors has withstood the test of time, consistently delivering top-quality roofing, siding, windows, and doors. Their expertise extends from small repairs to large additions, serving homeowners and builders alike. More than just a construction company, All County Exteriors is deeply committed to community service, proudly supporting organizations such as the Make-A-Wish Foundation, the American Cancer Society, Roofs for Troops, and Parents for Autistic Children. If you have planned to do any exterior remodeling, call the experts at All County Exteriors for a free, no-obligation estimate for your project. Just call 732-370-2780 or email them at info@allcountyonline.com. That's 732-370-2780 for All County Exteriors for all your remodeling needs. This is the Drop Podcast where we talk golfing in the Garden State. I'm Mike Poro, and this is Ryan Coulott.
What's up, Drop Pod people? Welcome back to episode 90 coming at you. Mike, again, as we kind of said, like you get some numbers in there that like we've been doing this 90 straight weeks. Really pretty impressive. Not 90 straight Wednesdays anymore, but 90 straight weeks is really pretty good. So congrats to us. Let's jump into the episode, yeah? Here we go. Magic Mike Monday was yesterday. Mike got up and played Galloping Hill, recorded some stuff. I know, Mike, we were talking kind of offline, and I know you were excited about getting up there again. I don't want to say you had a bad experience at the qualifier, but you and Austin, that was your qualifying site, and they had used part of the teaching 9, if I'm remembering that correctly. So you wanted to go up and actually see it. So that was good that you were able to get up there and play and record some stuff. So that came out yesterday. Today, Tuesday, episode 90. You can check us out on YouTube if you want to watch Mike and Mike's and mine beautiful faces, however you want to word that. That's over on YouTube. You can go check us out. Wednesday, tomorrow, I do not have Orion's verse. I apologize. I know some of you are going to be really devastated there, but nothing today, or nothing tomorrow, I should say. I will be putting stuff out. Currently, my clubs are in South Carolina while I'm still in New Jersey. So a little bit of an in-between there. I'll kind of get to that later this episode, but nothing from me this week. Thursday, we've been doing this kind of recap series or preview review. We had Austin Devereaux on. He won the 41st NJSGA Mid-Am down at Union League. If you remember a couple weeks ago, Mike and I got there. We played it. We reviewed it. I should say we previewed it. We talked with Jacob Hoffer, the GM there. Now we had Austin on. Austin won it. We talked about it. We had him on. He's going to be our interview for this week to talk about his experience at the course and kind of how that all went. That's Thursday this week. And then we got Fun Friday. Freaky Fun Friday, as Mike likes to say. So that's kind of a recap of the week there this week. So, Mike, you got a couple updates for us, I know. Why don't we start with yours here and kind of jump into these quick hitters here of yours?
Okay, so last week we mentioned about the polos. We were nearly halfway done through what was going on, and we're about 3 weeks into these things being live, being out. And I know all the XLs are gone. I know some people had asked me, like, well, there are more XLs. Like, no, I had said from the very beginning, like, get them while they're hot. They're all going to fly off the rack. And, all that came to fruition. I mean, now if you look at things now, it is Tuesday, June 25th, and there's only 30 polos left. So I know that for a fact. Chris and I have been communicating behind the scenes that 45 of them are gone. So there's 30 left. And I know I keep, texting and DMing a lot of people like, no, I'll get it. Oh, wait, the sizes are gone. Now what do I do? I'm like, I told you, like, if you want these, you better get them. And I can't lie. Every single person that I've talked to has had zero complaints. Zero. The size fits better. It's a lot more of a quote relaxed fit in a sense without feeling like it's so snug. And everybody said better polo, better design, better logo. There hasn't been anybody that's given me any constructive criticism, and I'm looking for it. I'm waiting for someone to give me something because I like that. I think that's a good way for us to learn, to get better and improve. And frankly, knock on wood, we've kind of hit it out of the ballpark right now. So I will say this now. You order it, it'll be there within a couple days. So don't be that guy. Don't be that person that emails me back or DMs me in about 2 weeks. Mike, can I still get a polo? I can't make those promises. Every week I keep giving these little tidbit updates, and you can see the numbers are significantly going down. So if you're wasting your time, stop right now, pause the episode, go to flukeapparelco.com, go to the drop pod section, order your polo today.
Mike, they're right on. It's not even like you got to go to the drop pod section. When I went and ordered mine, it was the headline thing on Fluke's website. I will also say that, Mike, there's some cool things like the Fluke updated their logo as well this winter. I love the little logo on the back of the neck there. I don't ever see it, but when I hold it up there, it's a cool little addition. So yeah, they are a great polo. Again, last year's was on the tighter side, as we talked about. This one fits significantly better, and yeah, we did a good job. So between we being you, me, us, and Chris as well, things are going great.
Next thing I got is the Dome. As I want to again tease this out there, we will be live recording next week's episode. Next Tuesday's episode is going to be recorded at the Dome. Okay, this Sunday, okay, from 4 to 6, June 30th, Ryan and I will be there. You know, we're going to go experience this whole facility. You know, I think we teased everything about it last week, from axe throwing to golfing to arcades to food. Food supposedly phenomenal. So we'll be live and in person, 4 to 6, June 30th. You know, we're not setting this up to be anything extravaganza, but Ryan and I will be present. You know, we're going to be hitting some golf balls, using the bays, seeing what the TrackMan technology is like there, hitting underneath this big bubble. Listen, it's one of the things that we're going to try to do a little more this summer is record it actually in person. And this is the first one. And it may not go as smooth as everybody wants, but listen, it'll come out very well. It'll be a fun little day. June 30th, 4 to 6 at the Dome.
Yeah, really looking forward to it. It's going to be a great day. I've heard nothing but good things about this place, Mike. Again, it seems like an adult Chuck E. Cheese, where there's just so much to do, so much going on. They have an actual band, not like a real. No, I'm just kidding. But like they got a lot of stuff going on. It's gonna be really fun. I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be a fun day.
100%. And then the last thing I have in my little tidbit list here is, obviously, you know me, I'm on the phone a lot. I got a DM.
What? You're on the phone?
Sometimes. So someone had saw that we were up at Forest Hill, and they commented on some of the pictures, asking me what I thought about the golf course, and told them, hey, listen, that the preview for the NJSGA Amateur will be out the first week in July, right before that championship kicks off. And we were going back and forth, and you know, the DM goes like this: by the way, I was up in Vermont the other day, and someone up there brought up your podcast while we're playing golf.
Hey.
So I said, listen, that's kind of interesting, because, you know, the goal is to dominate golfing in the Garden State. Like, that is the theme, that's a slogan, that's a philosophy here behind all this stuff. But we got our Vermonters, you know, up there hitting the ball around, talking the Drop podcast. I swear by the analytics, I swear by the metrics, and I don't see many people in Vermont that listen, but for whoever does or follows, listen, kudos to you. Shoot us a DM if you're in Vermont listening to this. And I listen.
Yeah.
Our network is expanding. I
mean, New Jersey's the Garden State. Vermont, yeah, I believe, is the Green Mountain State. So, you know, they're also kind of in that same realm of farming, foliage, that kind of stuff. Yeah. I don't know. So that's nice. Very cool.
I said, that's incredible. I said, the reach is becoming something you never thought could happen. And then his response was, so much for just golfing in the Garden State.
I love that. That's really, really pretty cool.
Yeah.
Sometimes we had talked about this early on, right? Like some of like our graphics and like it's the VPN, right? Like we said, like, oh, we have, a couple people listening in Slovenia or whatever. And that's just the Australia, and like the VPN is just kind of bouncing it around the world. And that's different. Like I have a friend that lives in Ohio. So like the point, whatever percentage we have in Ohio, I know where that comes from, right? We know where that comes from, but cool that we're in Vermont, like actually people listening in Vermont, not just being VPN bumped around Vermont. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, I will throw this out there as a little like trivia question to you, because obviously I know the answer, but besides the United States, obviously, do you know where our most, downloads occur? Outside of the United States. So don't say 50 states. All right.
I got you. No.
I know you're a history.
I know those people. I laugh at those people that are like,
yeah, I know. I just
who fought in the Civil War, the United States. Yeah. I got you.
All right. So I need to know, what is our second most downloaded spot outside of the United States?
I mean, logically, I would think Canada, just because it's so close, but I'm thinking Europe. I'm thinking or is it Australia? Oh, you said Australia, and we've had those. I'm going to go Australia. Final answer.
That is incorrect. Australia's number 3.
Oh,
but you know what number 2 is? You ready? Our friends over in Germany.
Ah.
Yep.
Okay.
So we have some friends listening. Actively listening.
Interesting. Okay.
In Germany. So I just wanted to put that out there for you.
And that's not VPN stuff. That's like, that's
no, that's real analytic data.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So say hello to the Germans, because they're listening.
Auf Wiedersehen.
I love pretzels. So
I could do a brat, some schnitzel.
Yep. So Germany.
A couple pints, a Das Boot. I could do a boot.
There you go. So, Germany.
Okay. That's really interesting. I'm glad. Again, Vermont, shout out. Thank you. If you are listening, Mike, I think you said it. If you're listening in Vermont, send us a DM. Say hello. We interested to hear how we got to you.
The Dome at Adventure Crossing in Jackson, New Jersey is a golfer's dream come true, and possibly the greatest indoor driving range of all time. Whether you're a scratch golfer, high handicapper, or even just starting out, you have to come hit balls under this enormous indoor dome. There are 44 bays on 2 levels, and Top Tracer technology helps you improve your swing with the most accurate ball tracking in the industry. They even offer lessons. Come alone or bring the crew to drive balls or play simulated championship courses. You can even bring the family, because the Dome is not just golf. There are sports simulators, enhanced axe, knife, ninja stars, dart throwing, arcades, boardwalk games, air hockey, and even a VR roller coaster and flight simulator. And I can't forget about the food. Delicious food and drink are brought right to you while you play. You can even book a party here with dedicated party areas and packages for celebrations of all sizes. The Dome in Jackson, New Jersey has it all. Golf, games, food, and fun. It's a great place to play, practice, and party. If you haven't been here, get here. Visit thedomenj.com and book a visit today.
Mike, let's go into the you want to go professional ranks or amateur ranks next?
Let's go amateur ranks. I think this is a big time shout out right now to one of our guys.
It is. Our guy Jack Wall killed it this week. The 62nd Northeastern Amateur Invitational was held this week, and Jack Wall had himself a tournament. He finished T19. He did not get off to a great start. Shot 73 the first day. And Mike, I think you said it's a par 70?
69.
Par 69. So 73 is 4 over, not a great day. And then went 68, 66, 65 to finish T19 and beat guys like David Ford from North Carolina, who we had on the show. You may have heard of Stu Hagestad. I don't know if anyone has heard of that name, but beat Stu in the field as well. So really great golfing by Jack. Good for him. He's coming out of why am I blanking on the school? Texas Tech and his school season and all that. So good for him on playing some great golf. Good, Jack. Proud of you. Keep it rolling, bud. All right. The pro ranks. Let's work our way up. The Korn Ferry Tour. You're more locked into that. I think I saw that Morgan placed. He got some money. I shouldn't say place, but made the cut. Cashed a check, which is what we talk about, right? You got an update there, a little bit more than I
mean, listen, he got off to a great start. I think he shot 65, 66. He was top 10 after the first round, and then just kind of fizzled on the weekend. He made the cut, but like I said last week, we got to get our boy, Morgan going, because he was so far down in the Korn Ferry points list that we needed to get some top 10s and top 20s and maybe even sneak in a top 5 or a W, but it just can't get away from that like T60, T50 range right now. And it's not really creating much movement for him to climb the ladder. So he made the cut. He cashed a check. He's playing again this week at the Memorial Health Championship in Illinois. So he's teeing it up again. And we got to find a way to get our man to get 4 straight rounds going. Because he does it for 1 or 2. And then, you know how these Korn Ferry Tour events are. If you don't go 25 under or you're not 20 under, you're really just outside, just holding on for dear life. So he's got to find a way to really stripe it to get something going.
I mean, I would really think, Mike, how much do you think his condition has to do with his stamina, where he's putting 2 rounds together and just it's going to take some time to get that back, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's got to play a role in it. There's no doubt. But I think as a competitor, the way he is, he's grinding every day. It's not like he just wakes up and doesn't do it. So he's out there.
Sure, yeah.
And I think you get as the competitor, you're like, all right, I'm here, I'm present. I need to start figuring this whole damn thing out because, he's sitting at 128 right now on the points list. And I think, what did you say last week? It was like top 156 gets him to the finals. So he's got to at least stay inside of that to get there. And then, but you don't want to be waiting to the last second. So we gotta hope our boy Morgan gets things going sooner than later.
Absolutely there. No doubt. With Morgan again, he's got a drop pod polos and shirt. So let's hope that, that brings him some good luck there. Mike, kind of on that point, I do want to mention Harry Higgs real quick. Did you see Harry? Not a New Jersey guy, but he's the guy that a couple years ago, did he have the hole in one on the 16th hole at Waste Management? Yeah, and took his shirt off. He's running around like a crazy man. And he was big a couple weeks ago. He had quite a voice coming out of
when Grayson
in the golf world with Grayson Murray pass. Yep. So he's back on the PGA Tour. So he's won 2 events. I'm sure you saw this because you see more than I do. But he won 2 events and he finished top 10 in another. And that gets him automatic, like whatever that like stipulation is, he gets automatic PGA Tour status for next year. So he does not have to wait till the end of the year to see if he's in the top 30. He's already in. So that's.
I know you say Harry Higgs is not a New Jersey guy, but do you know where Harry Higgs was born?
I don't know.
Camden, New Jersey.
Really?
He was.
Interesting. All right.
No, see, I'm always here to educate you on things.
I love this.
Things golfing in the Garden State.
Right.
I know we're not in school.
School's out for the summer. You're still dropping
I'm
knowledge.
Educated. A little dropping nuggets left and right. Harry Higgs, born Camden, New Jersey. So before you say he's not a New Jersey guy, he was.
Now I need to deep dive Harry a little bit here, and let's. When's he coming on the show then, Mike? That's my question. If he's born in New Jersey, Jersey guy, when's he coming on?
Listen, there's only 24 hours in a day, buddy. Unless you're going to somehow find more time in the day for me, I can only do so much,
I wonder, where did he's from like the middle of the country though, right?
Well, he went to Southern Methodist.
Kansas. He grew up in Kansas.
So I don't know. I mean,
Okay.
SMU is the same where Bryson went.
Yeah.
I know if I recall correctly, I think Mark Costanza went there for a year before transferring to St. John's.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, listen, just want to throw that little nugget out there for you.
No, that's that. I love that, Mike, because I like I said, I assumed I knew he was from the middle of the country. I just had to look on Wikipedia, and Kansas, middle of the country, but I didn't realize he was born in Jersey. That's great. So I did want to also I kind of wanted to give a shout out to him there. Let's talk PGA Tour. Let's get into the Travelers that happened this week. Scotty won in a playoff, which we'll get to. But let's talk Chris first, our Jersey guy. This was a no cut event, right? This was like we talked about with Dottie Pepper. This was like be within 10 strokes and you got it, and you're in. You're making money. You're cashing a check. Chris made the cut. He was within 10. I know that after the first day, that kind of looked in jeopardy. He had a rough first day, but was able to get inside the cut line, get within 10, and again cash a check. Not his best performance, especially in a course and in a field where, I mean, Scotty won at 22 under, so the course is super accepting of the golf ball and very gettable. So a little, I'm sure, disappointing from his point of view in that way. But again, we talk about cashing checks and getting it done, and maybe just didn't have his greatest stuff, and everyone else is able to go get it. So again, he's still figuring it out. I didn't see exactly where he finished, Mike, but I know it was not very high up there.
Yeah, he finished T61. I mean, nothing really to brag about. I mean, the crazy thing is this is how hard golf is. He shoots 75 in the first round with an 8 on a par 4 and a double bogey on another par 4. So he's 6 over right there. He shoots 5 over for the day. You take those 2 holes out, and you got a completely different tournament really for Chris, because he starts on Thursday with a 75 and follows it with a 65. So he did play better after those really 2 holes on Thursday's round.
And they were early too.
First
couple holes for him.
So you gotta hope that this week that all the guys are back playing this week at the Rocket Mortgage. All 3 of our New Jersey guys are in the field. And we talked about, now the goals have changed really for Max and Chris to get inside that top 70. I mean, God, we'd love to see them teed up at the FedEx right in the first round of the playoffs.
Be awesome.
Because, I mean, listen, it's where dreams come true right there, man.
Yeah. Yeah, and Max played the Open last week, so or 2 weeks ago. So he played there, was off this week, and Chris is kind of flipped there. So yeah, good for those guys. Let's talk about the tournament, Mike. I don't know if you got to watch a lot of it. I like the juxtaposition from 2 weeks ago to this past week. I like the yin and the yang. The Open is so hard. You had 6 guys be under par for the tournament, for the U.S. Open, and now this week it's so low. It is kind of nice to see that yin and yang there. It is good to see how hard golf is and how tough it can be. But 22 under is impressive golf, with Scotty winning it, and I liked all the symbolism that they had there. You saw the picture on Tuesday or Wednesday of Scotty and Tom Kim having pizza together. I think they were at Sally's. Not far away is like the pizza capital of the world. New Haven is supposed to be like, you got, I'm going to forget all the pizza places, but I know there's like 4 on one cobblestone street that have been there since like the early 1900s. All of them are over 100 years old. Frank Pepe's is one, Sally's another. But anyway, you saw them eating pizza together. They're just like, there's some cliques in there. We talk about like JT and Jordan, and Ricky and being in like that crew. Scotty and Tom Kim are in their own crew. Obviously, they're friendly with a lot of people, but like they travel together. It was nice to see Scotty's wife congratulate Tom after he lost. Like that was the first person she went up to. Hey, love you, so proud of you. Like they're legitimately close friends. So it was really cool to see them in a playoff together. Even it was pretty funny. I don't know if you caught it. Getting to the tee box in the playoff holes, Scotty reached out his hand to introduce himself to Tom Kim, and Tom just like gave a laugh and a chuckle. It's nice. Golf is unique in that way, where usually you look at your competitor and it's like, that's my enemy, that's who I want to beat. And golf's different in that way. It's really it's rather interesting, quite frankly. But yeah, super cool to see. What were your takeaways from this? I know we got a couple things that we can
listen,
go a couple directions.
They share the same birthday. They're buddies off the golf course. They call him Uncle Tom. So obviously the relationship is a lot more personal than, sometimes it's
just golf buddies. Yeah.
But listen, I don't know. Scotty's just being Scotty right now. It's crazy. It just, when he gets into the playoff, I watched Tom Kim make that birdie putt after the protesters came on the green and did that. And I saw him make the birdie putt. And
no doubt in my mind that wasn't going in, by the way. I said it with the people I was watching. I said, he's going to make this. No doubt.
Yeah. So he makes that putt, which is, I think is a gutsy putt because, a lot of people may miss that. And, then Scotty just does Scotty things and wins the thing again. So to me, I mean, listen, my only issue sometimes with all these events is that they're not separated. They're not like spaced out. We just had the Memorial 3 weeks ago. Then you have the US Open. Then you have the Travelers. It's like after a while, like I'm not burnt out by all these guys, but it's like, how can you have a signature event, a major and a signature event 3 straight weeks? Like,
agreed.
To me, it's overwhelming. Sometimes I would like a little bit of a break, especially if I was those guys. But listen, it's always nice seeing the best players in the world play. They clearly chop it up when it comes to Travelers, and they just eat that place up. And listen, Scotty's being Scotty. I don't know what else to say. I mean, I don't know. Whatever the line is for Scotty, how are you not taking the Dave Portnoy approach and just throwing the entire ranch on Scotty Scheffler? I don't get it. You'd be up so much money the way Dave is. So, like, to me, it's like, you have $100. I'd be putting $100. I don't care if it's plus 250. There's $250 you didn't have.
Right.
You have $1,000. There's $2,500 you didn't have. Like, to me, I don't care what the line is with Scotty. Like, at the end of the day, you just bet him.
And he's in this realm of just like bet him until you stop. It's like he doesn't seem like he's slowing down at all. I'd be shocked if he doesn't win the FedEx. Like he's just playing that good of golf and striking the ball that well that it's.
I don't think he doesn't win any of it. I mean, when it comes to the point list, I don't know if anybody can. Maybe Xander can catch him, but Xander needs to probably go on a little bit of a streak himself.
Yeah.
And that's if Scotty falls off the face of the earth, which is just not happening.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, Scotty Scheffler, in theory, from on-course earnings, could make over $50 million, which is an absurd number. It's an absurd number.
Jesus.
But I will say this about Tiger Woods in the comparison, because I'm starting to see 6 wins since Tiger did it. Meanwhile, Tiger did it 6 times. But whatever the case is, the difference between Scotty Scheffler and Tiger Woods is this. Tom Kim has that putt right there to tie Scotty Scheffler. And the perfect example is that you say he's definitely going to make that. If that's Tiger Woods and Tom Kim has to make it to tie Tiger Woods, I would bet the ranch Tom Kim missed it, because the aura around Tiger is just different. And that is really what separates, in my eyes, Tiger Woods and Scotty Scheffler. They both play very good golf. Very good golf. Scotty's on a streak. He's not doing what Tiger did. Okay, let's step away from that. But the difference is the aura. Scotty's their friend. You were afraid of Tiger. And
Tiger was the Terminator.
Tom Kim would have missed that putt if Tiger Woods is staring him down right there. Just saying. I had to throw a little Tiger, because I can't stand all these Scotty's Tiger, Scotty. He's not Tiger. Okay, let's back away from that.
We can back away from that. If only we bring up, how did Tiger do at the Open?
He missed the cut.
Okay.
You've got the British.
I called it.
I'll be back for the British. Teaming up with the British.
Mike, you mentioned something during yours that I did want to talk about was the protesters. And I don't necessarily want to talk about the protesters exactly, but I do want to ask you what your thoughts are on moving the golf hole. The golf hole is in a specific spot. The guys saw where it was. The protesters come on the green. They're throwing what was what am I blanking? Not smoke bombs. Thank you. And they get tackled. They get brought off, and they decide to move the golf hole. And I get why, because I'm sure that especially the one guy that got tackled near the hole, I'm sure there's some knee marks and it's not exactly the flattest surface and it's just going to take too long to fix and repair. Right decision, wrong decision, thoughts on it? How much does that play into Tom Kim going in the bunker? Like, what do you think there? Let me hear your thoughts on it.
I mean, I think it's 100% the right decision. I mean, I can't imagine if you leave the hole where it is, someone has a 10-footer for birdie and it bounces 3 times where it shouldn't be bouncing. I think extreme circumstances cause for extreme measures. And I think, unfortunately, listen, that's one of them. I'm not going to say that's the reason Tom Kim dumped it in the bunker, but I mean, listen, they're professional golfers. They hit it. He maybe mishit it just a little bit. I don't think it had anything to do with the pin. But I think you have to move it. You have to move it. You have to move it. You have to move it.
Yeah, totally agree. It's again, like the cop goes down and even just like a knee to the green is going to those aren't pitch marks, right? Where you take the divot tool and just pop it up and it's all good. This is we're talking about a human being getting a hard knee onto the green. I'm sure there was some devastation to the green there. I think it's the right move as well. I know I'm sure some people thought it wasn't fair, but they did get to see the hole, right? Both of them walked it off. Then they drove him down. They showed him the new green. They got to see it all. So it's not like they hadn't gotten to see it. So, I feel like that's the right decision as well. And I think Tom Kim either mishit it a little bit or misjudged the wind, thought the wind was going to take it. I didn't think that the new location was anything for him. Like, again, he walked it off. They told him what it was. He saw it all. I think that was more on Tom than it was on the hole moving. So.
Are you looking for the perfect place to tee it up this season? Or just looking for a great spot for casual comfort food? Or how about the most picturesque backdrop for the wedding of your dreams? Then you need to go visit Galloping Hill Golf Course in Kenilworth, New Jersey. Conveniently located in Union County, right off exit 138 on the Garden State Parkway, Galloping Hill encompasses over more than 270 beautiful acres. It was again ranked in the top 10 of best public golf courses in New Jersey. Galloping Hill also offers a top 50 in the country learning center with 52 stalls and a 45,000 square foot practice area. In addition to a 9-hole course that is ranked in the top 10 of short courses in the entire country, Galloping Hill is more than just golf. The Hill Tavern Bar and Grill is a gastro pub with seasonal food and beer options updated regularly with amazing views of the course. Hosting over 100 golf outings and over 400 social events per year, their catering team consistently wins awards each year from the Knot and the Wedding Wire. Schedule a tour for your special event at the clubhouse at gallopinghill.com. It's all happening this year at Galloping Hill Golf Course.
So let's get away from the PGA Tour for a second, Mike, and let's get into to course review for you. You got to go play Galloping Hill. We had talked about this. I know you wanted to get up there again. I know it was something that you had talked about. You got to play Galloping Hill in the 4-ball qualifier with Austin. Half the course was closed, so you had to play the teaching course. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's like the Learning 9.
The Learning 9. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for. So I know you were excited to get up there and see it and really try to see it in the conditions it should be in, right? That was early in the season. It's still probably healing from winter. And I know you were less than impressed with it previously. Tell us what your new thoughts are. Tell us what you thought of it. How'd it go that day?
Yeah, well, I know a lot of people may say, well, Mike, they're a sponsor of the podcast, and that's probably why you went up there and played, but that's obviously the furthest from the truth. I appreciate them advertising the show, and again, I would highly recommend going and playing. I may have had something different to say in April when we played, but here's the situation that occurred in April. They just got downpoured with rain, okay? They had also just aerated. So you weren't going to have a qualifier for a state championship going through that. It would have just been unfair for everybody playing. So they had to make the best of a tough circumstance. And like I said the following week, I said, I can't wait to go back up there to see what this is like in normal conditions. And I said that not just as like an open statement, but like as a promise, like I'm going to find my way to get some time and go back up there. And I did. And Chris, up there, the general manager is a phenomenal guy, was allowed me to go up there. Literally, I had the first tee time, 650 all by myself. Played 18 holes. And I will say this, me and the guy rolling the greens became very good friends because I basically was chasing him off every green as he was rolling them. But the course was unbelievably better. I don't know if it would just been dry and they haven't got as much rain, but I thought the fairways and the greens were well defined. I thought the greens were rolling very well, all things considered. Because listen, it's been hot and humid up here in New Jersey. There has not been much rain at all. And you could see some spots, you could see some courses probably over woodering so that they don't lose things. Well, this place was in perfect shape. I mean, I have nothing bad to say whatsoever. The fairways were bouncing, the greens were rolling, tee boxes were in great shape. There wasn't many times I sit there and be like, that's not in good shape. That's not in a good spot. And listen, you saw the Mike Versus yesterday. You saw the carousel of pictures I put out yesterday. Like, the place is in very, very good shape. And I still think, if you ask me to think about the front nine and the back nine, I don't even think it's close. The front nine is way better than the back nine in my eyes. I just think there's so many good holes. The ups and downs are very accentuating in a lot of spots. Like, there's sometimes you're going straight up and there's other times you're going straight down, which I think is cool because it's outside of the norm of what someone like me typically sees. And I know that they title this place the golf course that never sleeps because it never closes. It's open year round. So that place is open, pumping out rounds. It's jam-packed, tee time after tee time. People are there looking to play. Listen, I say this not as a I need to say something nice about an advertiser on the show, but this is a spot I can see totally why people go and play. It's in great shape. It's a fair test. It's par 71. I know I played the blue tees. It was like 6,600 yards. They say there's a black tee box. I didn't see black tees out. Now, I don't know if I got out so soon that I kind of beat people putting out the black tees. So I just played the blue tee markers all the way around. And listen, I even got a text message yesterday about my carousel pictures that I made the golf course look phenomenal. I had to respond back saying, no, it was phenomenal. So listen, I highly
recommend no filter.
Yeah, it wasn't. Nothing changed about it. It was straight from my iPhone, I told him. So I will say this about Galloping Hill. Listen, dude, it's in great shape. I have nothing but nice things to say about that spot. It's challenging. It's hard. It's a very fun, fair golf test. And I'm appreciative that I got back out there because in April, listen, I wouldn't have said as many nice things as I am right now because the situation was completely different. But, a few months later, man, oh man.
Yeah, Mike, that's a spot I've also said I'd like to get to. I played it way before the NJSGA took it over. So it's been years and years, probably going back now 15 years. That gets you to 2010, maybe. Yeah, it's probably that far. And I know they've put money into it. I know they've done work to the clubhouse. I know they've done work to the course. So I can't speak to it as it is new. But it is a spot I would like to get to.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the NJSGA, that's their headquarters. The clubhouse is ginormous because that's where they are stationed. Kemper Sports basically manages the entire golf course. So there's kind of like a different connection there where Kemper Sports also manages like Rock Springs, Skyway, things like that in the state of New Jersey. The NJSGA is just stationed there. That's their home spot. And you can see this clubhouse is a monstrosity right there. When you're driving right off the parkway, it's right there. It was easy access to get on, get off. Listen, I don't know. I probably don't say this often, but I thought it was a very, very well kept. It was in great shape. And I know you may play it at different times than I did, but I played it at legitimately 650 on a weekday and it was in phenomenal shape.
Love that. That's terrific. So now a spot I goes up my list a little bit more. Spot I need to get to. This came out a couple weeks ago, Mike. The Golfweek, not Golf Digest, so different publication. Golfweek's list of public courses came out. And if you just Google Golfweek best public courses. You're probably going to find the article. It is the top public golf courses in every state that are ranked. 2024 just came out beginning of June. And Mike, I thought it'd be pertinent for us to talk about it. I know you and I kind of went back and forth because there's some North Carolina, South Carolina ones, and I know we got trips there and have been in those areas. And but I want to focus on New Jersey here for a second. You and I are going to get the opportunity to play numero uno. Ballyowen gets the number one spot. And we kind of went back and forth here about some of these. And we've played a whole bunch, and I know that a bunch of these are on our list, right? You've talked multiple times about getting to Neshannock, which is number 2 on the list. We've played Rock Springs. That's number 4 on the list. Seaview Bay is number 3. We wanted to get to Twisted Dunes. There's one that you and I both had no idea. Number 6 is Knoll West. No idea what that course is up in Boonton. In seeing this list, what are some of your original thoughts? And now that we've had time to chew on it, what do you think of this list here?
I mean, listen, I don't agree with it. I know Jason Lusk put out this, and I know, like, when you reference Steve Hennessy and from Golf Digest and they had on, there's criteria and people rank all these things. And do I agree with this list? I don't. Frankly, I don't agree with it at all. I would gladly counter a lot of the top 14 lists that he has here on his thing. I guess it's 15 because tied for 14th is a tie. So those top 15, but it's also tough because I can't lie. To your point, I have never played Knoll West. I don't know if Knoll West is number 6. I've never played Architects. That's 9. Thankfully, we're having the amazing opportunity to go back to Crystal Springs and play 3 of the top 10 in his list right there are Ballyowen, right. Wild Turkey, Crystal Springs. So we'll get to see those firsthand. Mm-hmm. I see Seaview Pines and the Bay are both on there. I don't know if I would have them necessarily in my top 15. I don't. But I can understand the Bay being hosting the ShopRite, the views at that golf course, like the accessibility. Like I can see that. And I like to see like some of my South Jersey courses getting a little bit of love down here with Scotland Run and Ballamore. Like I like seeing them on there. You loved Riverwinds. I don't know if I've ever heard you talk more highly of a golf course other than North Jersey than Riverwinds. So clearly some are spots where you like that one. I knew you did.
I love North Jersey,
but I can't say I disagree with everything. I just don't know if I like his order. I mean, frankly, Hominy Hill's not even on the list. I mean, how do I that's a tough one for me to swallow, and I'm not even a Monmouth County guy.
Right.
And then
that was one that I thought when we were just casually talking about the list, I had looked at it originally, week or so went by, and I was like, oh yeah, he's got, Ballyowen and Neshannock and Hominy. I even said Hominy, just assuming it was on the list, forgetting that it wasn't. And I think that's a tragedy. I think that's a travesty that it's not on the list. I do want to ask you, you've played these Scotland Run, Ballamore, Riverwinds. They are on this list 12, 13, 14, T14, I guess we could say. Even just in those 3, is that the order you like those? Scotland Run, Ballamore, Riverwinds?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. I think that, and I think the difference really for me in terms of like Scotland Run, Ballamore, I think they're both very good golf courses. I've always just thought that Scotland Run's greens, the few times I've played it, were always in a little better, faster shape than Ballamore. I mean, Riverwinds to me, I know it had that 17th hole that was really cool, but I think you played it in better conditions than I did. So my taste of it may be a lot different, but I guess when I'm thinking top 15 public golf courses in New Jersey, I don't know. When I look at that list specifically, I don't know. There's sometimes I just.
Well, so this is where I was going. I wanted to ask you about those 3, and then I wanted to ask you and I got to Shoregate. Is Shoregate better than Scotland Run or Ballamore?
I don't think so. No.
So that's what I mean. Like
I think Shoregate has a good stretch.
Yeah.
Shoregate has a good stretch.
And now without playing Wild Turkey and Crystal Springs, and without playing Seaview Pines. And I played Architects years ago. So really, 1, 2, 3, there's 4 courses in there that I haven't played, and I know you haven't played either. And then you get to Scotland Run. I just feel like if you're saying that there's 4 spots between Shoregate and Scotland Run, or in my case, 5 spots between Shoregate and Ballamore, which I played, Shoregate's not that much better than Ballamore, in my opinion. I thought they were very, very close in ranking, and I don't know. So I don't, again, without knowing those other courses, I don't know where you put it, but I agree with you. This seems like it's at bare minimum a little bit out of order in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't know,
and not having Hominy is again, Monmouth County guy, love Hominy Hill. It has to be in there.
It's a top 15 golf course, a public golf course in New Jersey. It is
100%.
And I guess what I never understand about these, and I know I brought this up with Steve Hennessy, and I love to have Jason Lusk on to kind of pick his brain about this, and not to argue with him or to say you're wrong and I'm right, but
just to hear the criteria. Because when we had Stephen on, we learned it, and it's like, oh, okay, now I get it. So Jason, tell us, come on, talk to us about this. Let's figure out is it just his specific ranking, or does Golfweek also do the same thing that Steven says? Steven just said, I put out the article. Here's the ranking. I just am given the numbers. Is it the same? I would love to know. I would love that information.
And I guess it would bother someone like me who's just I don't know, sometimes a little wacky, but the list, if you pull up the list from 2023, there's only one golf course that's on there that's not for 2024. So to me, I'm like, all right, when I'm going through this list, they're all in basically the same exact order. Like it's in the same order. It's like we just copied and pasted and said, yeah, we're going to rewrite the article. We're going to flip flop number 5 and number 6 this year. And we're going to make Twisted Dune 4 and Rock Spring 5. And then for 2024, we're going to go back the other way. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know.
Is that really the only difference?
I mean, if you look at 2023's list, they have Twisted
up now.
Twisted Dune was 4. This year it's 5. Rock Spring and Twisted Dune flip-flopped. But you could go down the whole list. Like Shoregate was 8. Shoregate was 7 this year. Wild Turkey was 11, and then now they're 8. So like there is some movement, but it is the exact same golf course. And I'm not saying it needs to be different. I'm not saying that, but I kind of find it hard to believe that's our best list, and Hominy's not on either one, 2023 or 2024.
That is interesting, especially with Hominy getting the facelift that it got, building the new clubhouse, and they got like a dining room now. They're trying to get to do events there. There's I don't want to say a wedding space. I mean, in theory, it could be a wedding space, but there's a big space upstairs now, and they redid their whole clubhouse. You would think that's going to add value to the, I don't want to say to the course necessarily, but to the experience there, So
let me kind of explain to you how this is done. Because the more I'm reading about this, there's hundreds of members this is for Golfweek. There's hundreds of members for their golf course ratings panel, continually evaluate courses and rate them on a 10 criteria on points basis 1 through 10. They have a whole list here of how they rank their courses. So it basically tells you exactly, answers your question. How do they rank them? Because there's 10 things. 1 is routing, 2, integrity of design, quality of shaping, land plan, greens and surrounds, variety and memorability of par 3s, par 4s, par 5s. That was a tough word for me. Tree and landscape management. I don't even know why does that matter, but a walk in the park.
Well, the landscape.
I don't know. There's a whole list of it. So there's 10 things. If you could pull it up yourself and look at it.
I mean, I am looking on last year's, but I don't see where you're looking.
And by the way, there's no perfect 10s. Yeah, no perfect 10s. 8 golf courses around the world qualify are above 9s. I don't know. Listen, the criteria is there. It says there, I guess, but like anything, you and I have this conversation every week. Your eyes are different than mine. I like what's I like what you don't, and you like what I don't. So
Right.
I get it, that understanding. So if I'm a voter voting for things and you're a voter, we're going to have potentially two different things, and you have to take the average and put it out there.
Oh, I see.
So
Yeah.
I guess it's not technically Jason Lusk's list, but he's the author of the article. So you got to think that he's involved with that.
Involved, and probably the same in the same boat that Steven is.
Yeah,
you would
you're
think,
just
right?
publishing the article, so don't take it out on him. Even though I don't know who else I can take it out on. Your name's attached to it. But I mean, listen, I guess that's something at the end of the year after we're done playing and all the publics that we've played. Maybe we need to come up with our own top 15 public golf courses. And I guess it'd be nice to see if we could play as many of these as we have. I mean, I don't know how many we haven't gotten to besides Neshannock. We played Rock Spring. I don't know if I can
recently we've
Knoll
played
West.
it too.
I don't know if I can travel up to Knoll West. That's maybe too far for my.
That's up there in the state. That's you know what we could do.
Listen.
You know what we could do, Mike, is we could maybe kind of parlay that into seeing our friends at North Jersey. That's kind of North Jersey might be halfway for you there, because that is up there. But yeah, you know, by the end of the year, you know, you vowed to play Neshannock. I really want to play because I played it in like an outing kind of format. We're getting to Ballyowen, so that's 1, 2. We've played Seaview Bay, played Rock Springs. We wanted to get to Twisted Dunes, so that's another one. Knoll West didn't even know existed till this list. We've played Shoregate, getting a Crystal. We wanted to get to Architects, getting a Crystal again. I mean, out of the top 10 right there, by the end of the year, you know, we have scheduled 4 of those really. We've played
played
3 others,
8 of them.
Yeah, so we're going to get a big majority of this list, and again, we're talking off camera with Heron Glen, and Seaview Pines is one I'd like to play. Architects again, so like we're going to be pretty good on this list and have a better understanding of this list, a better grip on it for us. You know, and hopefully hopefully we're able to talk more about it, and maybe even have Jason on and say, hey, we played 14 of these 15 in the last 2 years. Here's our thoughts. What are yours? You know, I think that's fair.
100%.
All right, Mike, you got anything else today?
I'm all good, buddy. I'm all good.
I didn't know if you had any more hidden DMs in your rabbit hat there that I needed to know about.
Till next time.
Well, that's going to be it for Mike and I. Stay tuned Thursday. We got Austin Devereaux, winner of the New Jersey Mid-Am this year down at Union League National. So stay tuned for that. That's coming out Thursday. We'll see you then. Cheers.